Back to the chart with Big Boss Crypto, bringing on our day trading analysis on Bitcoin on Chainlink. Today I'm gonna explain to you why you all need to be careful for this week. Because we have the FOMC meeting on Wednesday, we have the CPI numbers coming out tomorrow, and Bitcoin has been moving very strangely according to me. We had a quick pump up and then a huge accumulation zone. Where are we going next? Well, let's look at the chart. First of all, I want to debunk one thing before I get to the chart and the information. A lot of people saw this move to the upside and this consolidation zone as a sort of bull flag like this. They drew things like this. We broke up to the upside, but what happened next? We moved down and recovered some of the volume candles, and we accumulated for a bit as well. Went into the same bull flag and bam, ripped to the downside. So I'm gonna, ask you one question. Do you believe in these structures that people are showing you? Bull flags, bear flags, etc. I mean, they are traps basically. A lot of people fell for this move. I saw a lot of people going long. I asked someone I follow on Twitter if he fell for the trap, which he apparently did. But nevertheless, the market maker loves money, and that's his business model. And the money is present in these volume candles. This down here is the PVSRA tool. Have it in your chart. It shows you where the market maker has a lot of transactions, and where there's a lot of transactions, there's a lot of orders. And basically we saw this volume candle playing out and we recovered it and some. So with that having said, we do have some volume candles in the chart already. The nearest is down at 16,976. 9766 to the downside. We have some to the upside as well. We have this first zone at 17k, and we have this bad boy up here at 17.2k, which probably will be recovered because we do have a lot of news coming out this week, and there will be volatility for sure. To the downside, we have a lot of volume candles residing at the 16k area and some at the upper 15k area. I've already talked about these in my latest day trading updates. The nearest one is at 16,674 down to 16,456. If we break below that, we have one at 16,288. And if we move aggressively to the downside, the lowest one is at 15.7k. However, I've spoken a lot about this on my latest day trading updates. We need to break 18.3k or 18.2k. Basically, we need to break this high right here, which is at 18.202. If we break that, we will for sure come to recover these volume candles, which are residing to the left, and the highest price point is at 20.3k. So I will do accordingly. If we break 18.2k, I will go long, and my stops are in this area as well for my shorts, because I've been building them in this accumulation zone here above 17k, and I'm waiting for them to play out. If you've been following this channel thoroughly, you know that I have some short positions at 17.5k exactly. So if those orders get filled, I will ride it out to the downside. If not, 18.2k is my stop. Let's look at the news then. Today we didn't have much. We had the GDP numbers from the UK, higher than expected, which means that inflation is still a thing in the UK. Tomorrow then we have the CPI numbers coming out in the US. They are expecting 7.3%. However, if we are above 7.3, that's not good. That means that rate hikes hasn't been successful, and possibly they will need to have higher interest rates from the Fed in order to beat inflation, because it's not looking good. Their target for inflation is at 2% usually. We have been above it for a while, and they are trying to defeat inflation by increased interest rates. And we will get an interest rate increase on Wednesday, basically. They are expecting a 0.5 basis point increase, so that we get to 4.5%. We are currently at 4%. So they are expecting 0.5% increase. We will see how they will do it. However, today is an interesting day because they will give you some clues on what might come out of these news events tomorrow and on Wednesday. Because price has been moving aggressively to the upside, as I've shown you. Does that mean that they know that the interest rates will, or the CPI numbers, sorry, will be bearish? Will there be higher than the 7.3%? And they are currently building shorts. That's a possibility. That's the question I'm asking myself. Is this a false move, and are we going to get the CPI numbers higher than 7.3%, and then the market's gonna tank? Well, that's up to you. None of this financial advice. It's all for entertainment and educational purposes on this channel. However, we have the liquidation map as well to give us some clues on what might happen. In the near term, you can see that there's more liquidation points to the upside. So a lot of high leverage shorts are residing up to 7.287k basically. So there is a high probability that the market will grab these millions of dollars residing above the current price at 17.1k, and we might recover this during the day. And there are a lot of volume candles residing in this area as well. So a lot of transaction has been going on. There are a lot of orders in this area and liquidations as well. So basically Christmas for the market maker to grab that money and fill his orders, which he has created when he pumped up the price or reversed the price. Basically, that's where the volume candles reside, and possibly there is a lot of profits to be made for the market maker. However, if we zoom out a bit, there's nothing much up to 19k. However, there's a lot of money residing to the downside at the 15.5k area, and as I showed you previously on the chart, there's a lot of volume counts in this area as well. So a lot of orders to be filled, and also we do have a lot of liquidation points at that area. So now you have all the information you need for Bitcoin. Let's look at Chainlink. We have a Chainlink on the 1 hour time frame. As you can see, I marked off some of the volume counts residing to the upside and to the downside. We can see that Chainlink has been moving down aggressively, creating some volume counts to the upside, which is quite interesting in my opinion, because there's a lot of orders in this area that needs to be filled, and market maker has shown his presence by moving price aggressively to the downside. That's pretty interesting. So longs are pretty interesting for me. I'm gonna wait until I see the FOMC minutes of meeting and the CPI numbers before I take a trade on Chainlink, because that is the reasonable thing to do. Also are quite volatile, and I think Chainlink might possibly move to the upside in these volatile movements, which will happen during the news events. So I think these volume candles to the upside might be recovered during the next couple of days. Let's wait and see. I'm gonna wait and be a responsible trader before going long. If you are still favoring shorts or are in shorts and built them up in this area, A possible profit target for you is at 6.3 down to $6.1. If you want to take even more profit, then $5.8 is a possibility during this week. However, we all have to wait for news events coming out later this week. That's it for CHAINLINK. I will summarize my final thoughts on this daily market update with looking at the DXY chart on the daily time frame. And for those of you who aren't familiar with the DXY chart, it's basically the US dollar index. It shows the strength of the dollar compared to other currencies in the world, mostly euro and the pound. And we can see that the DXY has been dropping since the 4th of November. And when DXY is dropping, that means that assets like Bitcoin and stocks should move up because we trade them in dollars. And when the dollar is weak, then our assets go up in value. That's basically the name of the game here. And it's pretty easy to understand. If your dollars aren't worth anything, then yeah, your asset should be worth more, and vice versa. But most importantly to note is that we have been dropping in anticipation of this news event possibly. We do have an unfilled volume candle to the upside, finishing at 109. And if we move to the upside and create a W formation here, we could see price skyrocket to this area. And if we break this volume candle and recover it, you have to pay close attention to the next move, in my opinion, because if we move higher and continue to recover this candle as well, we have created a new high, and that's not good for crypto and assets like stocks in general, because then we are basically continuing with our parabolic move, which has been going on since the start of this bear market in May 21. As you can see, the dollar has been shooting up to the upside. So you have to pay close attention to what happens next with the dollar and after the news event, basically, because it looks pretty oversold. So if I have to guess, then I think we will recover this volume candle in the next coming weeks and move to the 109 area and recover that zone. And what happens next will be very important to watch, and I will cover it on this channel, so please subscribe to our channel. And I was end this video with a thought experiment that the dollar has been dropping in value ahead of this FOMC meeting on Wednesday. So pay close attention to that. With that being said, see you on Wednesday. Big Boss out.